Hello, lovelies. Okay, this is the ladder stitch. Isn't it lovely? Look how it can be used. Little ladder with some roses trailing up it. That would be wonderful. Firstly, you're going to need two parallel lines. And we're going to bring our needle up through our fabric on that line on the left and go down through the fabric on the line on the right, directly opposite. Now, bring your needle back up through the fabric just above that entry point there. And then we're going to take our needle back down through our fabric a distance away below it. I'm going to do quite big spaces so that I can show you how to do this, but I recommend you do them smaller. We're going to bring our needle up through the fabric on the left line, directly opposite to the base of that last stitch. So where we went down through the fabric on the right, we're coming up directly opposite on the line on the left. So bring your needle through the fabric and hold the thread downwards. Level with the line is great. And take your needle to the top and slide it underneath that horizontal stitch. So it's going underneath the horizontal stitch and over the working thread. And you're going to pull that needle gently through, just like that. This is where it starts to get tricky. Okay, so take your needle across to the right, and we're going to slide our needle underneath the stitch on the right line and the stitch above. So under both of those two stitches, we're going to slide our needle through and pull it through. And it looks like a bit of a mess at the moment, but stay with me, it's going to work. So we're then going to go back down through the fabric, one stitch length away below that stitch on the right. Let's pull the needle gently through. And we're going to bring our needle up through the fabric on the left line. And this is where it gets tricky. So we're going to get our needle, go between those two rungs on your ladder, and we're going to go over the rung and under the stitch on the left. So over the rung and under the stitch on the left, not the one above it. Over the rung, under the left. We're going to take our needle over to the right. We're going to slide it under the stitch on the right line and the rung, the second rung on this ladder. So underneath the stitch on the right line and underneath the rung on the ladder. And we're going to pull it gently through. And then we're going to go back down through the fabric a distance away on that line on the right. Try to keep them as equal distances between each rung. And I'm doing these spaces between the rungs quite big because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. I would do them smaller if I was you. Bring your needle back up through the fabric on the left line, level with the one on the right. And we are going to go over the rung. They're a bit twisted here. I'm sorry about that. I got in a bit of a kerfuffle. But you're going over the rung and underneath the stitch on the left. So under the rung and pull it gently through. And as you pull it gently through, you'll make the spaces between the rungs a little bit more obvious. Okay, so we're now going to take our needle back over to the right again. And we're going to slide it under the bottom stitch and under the rung. Move it across a little, and then we are going to pull it through, and then we will go back down through the fabric, come up on the left side, and we will keep doing this all the way to the bottom. When you first start practicing this stitch, you're going to have issues with the tension, but you will get the hang of it, I promise. It's just a question of knowing what you're doing. And the more practice you get at these things, the better you will get. Trust me on that one. Please trust me. You can use the needle or your fingers, but if you're using the needle, remember to use the eye of the needle to push those apart. It saves on the fibres and the fabric. It really helps protect them. So we're going to come to the end now, and I'm going to show you how to finish this stitch off. So when you get to the end of your ladder and you've brought it through under the rung and that side strut, you're going to go back down through the fabric at the last place you came up through the fabric. It really is that simple. And here it is. You can use it like a little ladder with some roses around it. I'm sure there's lots of ways you could use it. Happy stitching.